Hello and welcome to Dee Dee Blooms. Here we are about a month later as to my critical care orchids. And these are the ones that were featured in my first video. And unfortunately, sadly, we have lost a few of them. And those are the Cattleya, Sweet Hazel, and Odontoglossum Everglades, and my Tetraspis. This is what's left. So I had hoped beyond hope that my Tetraspis, Phalaenopsis tetraspis, could make it, but no. I knew it was super long shot. But so that one we say goodbye to as well. Now as to the ones that were featured in my first video, you can look at what's going on. I'll start with the Encyclia bonkiana. I repotted it and there wasn't much at all of root. Good roots, and it's split into two pieces. So this is one piece and this is one piece. It just fell in half. And so far with this half, this leaf has died off. And this side is hanging in there, but not doing the best. It's got another small little pseudobulb down under the bark here. A little hard to see. So it's got more of a chance than this one, which is pretty much all on its own. I'm going to keep trying with this one. I give it a little bit of water 2 to 3 times a week. And that's where we're at with this one. Not much improved. Over here is a Cattleya hybrid, amber caramel, and I don't think this one's going to make it. I had it secured in a pot with sphagnum moss, but I decided to move it into this glass to try to increase the humidity around the base. And the interesting thing about this one is that this eye swelled. I don't know if you can see. There it is, right there. Right there. That green eye. See how it started to swell away from the base? So I almost had some hope there, but it's pretty much not done anything else. But I'm going to give it one more month, but I have a feeling this we'll be saying goodbye to this next month. Then I have a Sarcochylus here. It's a velvet fox crossed with self, and it's pretty much not done a thing for a month. This root is about the same exact size, but it's not gotten any worse, and the leaves are hydrated. So again, I give it a little bit of water. I moisten the moss at least 2 to 3 times a week. And I guess, you know, I'm thankful it hasn't declined any further. So there's that. And then this is one of my dendrobiums. Not sure where the tag, oh, that's where the tag is. I don't remember. This one is, come back here. Singing Paradise crossed with Dendrobium Cuthbertsonii. And this one, it had 2 little growths that had fallen apart when I repotted it, and the one little growth died. But this one that's remaining is actually doing pretty well, and it's got a real nice root under this piece of moss right here. You can see some of it. So again, 2 to 3 times a week, I make sure it gets some water. And it stayed pretty perky. It has not grown any new growths yet, but it's hanging in there. So I'm still optimistic. This other Sarcochylus is my Cascade White. And one of the leaves has gone yellow and fallen off. And the great news is that root that it had started a month ago has really elongated, and it is growing a couple other new roots. Let me get this yellow leaf out of there. So I think it's going to be okay. So you see that real long one, and then there's one behind it you can see there, and that little one right underneath. So I keep the moss moist pretty much all times. It's definitely hydrated better now. It's not as wrinkly, but it still lost that leaf, just kind of to be expected. Then this little Phalaenopsis, which was at the end of my first video, is still hanging in there. I keep water in this little cup thing pretty much at all times, and this moss needs to be moistened again, but I keep water in the base too, trying to keep as high humidity as possible. High humidity. What this one has done though is it has actually started to try to grow another leaf. See if it'll focus better. There, you see the shadow of that leaf. So it's not growing any other roots. I think I might try to clean off the stem a bit more. Sorry, I'm not sure why this isn't focusing. To see if it'll help grow any more roots, but I will continue as planned and continue to hope for a good outcome on this one. The next one is my Howeria lava burst punani, and it has done nothing. The new little growth is just sitting there. It hasn't died off, but it's really done nothing. I think I'm going to unpot this today and reset it up in a little glass, like this one, or like this one, with sphagnum moss, and increase the humidity. The leaves are still dehydrated, so I'm going to just try more humidity in a little small setup like that. The good news is this one is doing great. This is my Encyclia alata, and all the leaves have totally rehydrated. I don't have a new growth to speak of yet for spring, but I'm hoping that will happen. But this one is going to go in my eastern facing window and graduate from critical care. So I'm very happy about that. But what's happened in a month is I have quite a number more that are now considered critical care. And so the first one is a Phalaenopsis, Brother Sarah Gold. Got this from Brookside a few months ago, maybe just a couple months ago. It's trying. It's got this beautiful new root. Most of the roots are just not happy. It's got a couple more little root buds down there. So I have a lot of optimism for this. I think what I'm going to do today is put some sphagnum moss around here just to increase the humidity. And then if you watched my Odontocidium video from yesterday introducing, or I'm sorry, not Odontocidium, but my Oncidium video, I introduced this one. This is a intergeneric or complex hybrid Brassia type tarantula sweet orange, and this is going into my critical care. I believe it has rot. The newest growth rotted, and I put some cinnamon down in here, and then the oldest growth is just turning yellow. It's not mushy, but I think it's rotting. So this has now been put into my critical care. I need to keep a close eye on it. I think what I'll do is unpot, see what's going on in the pot, and assess it to see if I can put a better setup together to support it. I have another Sarcochylus here that's been growing outside on my south patio, and it just little by little the fans have just rotted and fallen off. So I think what's happened is I got water in the bases, water in places that it wasn't evaporating quick enough, and all I've got left is this little growth. So I'm gonna unpot this one and see what's going on inside the pot. I think I have some really good roots. See this one wrapping around inside of the pot, but yeah, I'm gonna unpot it and see what's going on. And then I have a few Phalaenopsis here. This one's severely dehydrated. I'm gonna repot it into some more sphagnum moss, increase the humidity. It's got some really good root growth. I do not want to risk losing these roots, but it needs more humidity. So the sphagnum moss setup is gonna be a lot better for it, I think, at this time, instead of the chunky bark. And then there's this one that bloomed beautifully for me. I'll put up some pictures. I'm really hoping I don't lose it. It's actually one I was able to identify, or I think I identified as Phal Jincheng Lover White Lip crossed with Phal Little Gem Stripes. And this was a pity purchase from one of my local home improvement stores. It was looking like this, shoved away in a corner, not anywhere near all the other Phalaenopsis, and I saw it, and so I asked the manager, hey, can I buy that? And so I got it for 75% off, and I got it repotted, and it started rehydrating, the leaves firmed up, and it finished blooming for me because it had already had the flower spike developing when I bought it. And then little by little it just started dehydrating the leaves again, so I cut off the flower spike, and it is also trying. It's putting out new roots, and I think what I'm going to do is increase the sphagnum moss around here just to encourage more humidity. I have not decided if I'm going to unpot it though. It has lost one of its leaves down here, which will fall off soon. And then the other Phalaenopsis is a no ID, which was in bloom when I bought it. I will put up some pictures. I am so heartbroken that this has gone downhill, but it has really no roots to speak of, just this dried up shrivel thing here. There's some hope that it will produce some roots. Yeah, let's go over here. That focuses better. There's some hope because I got some green spots, but I'm not seeing any yet. That might be a little possibility there. But the flowers are just gorgeous, and I really want to save this little no ID. So for now, I'm just trying to keep it in a high humidity environment, encourage new roots to grow. The leaves aren't super dehydrated yet, but they're starting. And then last but not least, my Ornithocephalus. If you happen to watch my Ornithocephalus video introducing you to the three that I have, they are not faring well. So I put one of them in here to try to increase the humidity, and then I put the other two in this little terrarium here, those little house type terrariums. And again, they're just not faring well. They continue to lose leaves. There's another leaf down in that little cup. So I keep water in this Tupperware thing down at the bottom with the rocks at all times. The same within this one. I've got the styrofoam, but all this is water. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do a full terrarium for these guys. They rot if you keep the sphagnum moss too wet for too long. But if it doesn't have enough humidity in the air, they then desiccate. So that's my struggle with these guys, trying to figure out if I can set up an environment that will work for them. So that's the update for now. If anyone has any suggestions or questions, let me know. But thanks for watching, and I hope to provide another update maybe in another month or so. Everyone have a great day, and again, thanks for watching.